What to look for when placing hives. For me and a lot of hobbyist beekeepers, that's not a big issue because we want to just keep them in our yard somewhere. So for me, all of our hives are in our yard. If I were a sideliner or a commercial beekeeper, then that would be a big issue on just finding places to put hives. But for hobbyists like me, that's not the issue. They're here in my yard. So where do I put them in the yard? I'm kind of limited on that too, because I've got a forest behind me with a clearing in the middle. So that's where they go, is in the clearing. And they don't get a lot of sun. They'll get some hours of sun every day. But I think people have said, if you had the choice, you would like your hives to get early morning sun and then maybe shade in the afternoon when it gets really hot. So that would probably be the ideal choice as far as situation. For me, I've got an issue with flooding. So all of our hives flooded in Harvey. So that means as far as where I put my hives, I also have to think about how high off the ground they are. So all our hives are on 2 cinder blocks plus a 4x4 off the ground, so 20 inches off the ground. And even in Harvey, that was not enough, but usually it is. So I've got to think about flooding, and I'm sure other people do too. As far as how they're laid out, if you read Tom Seeley, your hive should be on individual hive stands far apart. Most of us don't have the room to do that, so our hive stands, I've got 8-foot 4x4s, and I put 3 hives on each stand. So at least I've got enough room in between them where I can put down inner covers and stuff and move boxes around. So I don't crowd them more than that. I do see that the hives on the end of the row probably get more honey brought in just from drifting, but having them separated a little bit is good to control drifting and some of your mite migration from hive to hive too. If you had the choice, or some people look for it, and that's to get an ag exemption too. So when placing hives, some people want bees because of the ag exemption. It's not really an exemption, but some people want it for that purpose too, to save on property tax. So that's another consideration on where to place hives.